morning, love. For some, a holiday is a personal odyssey deep into the heart of authentic local culture. For me, I like to go further into the realms of quality fried food, garish neon novelty sweets, and t-shirts you can take home that have got your name written on them. For years, gamers have wasted money on useless pieces of plastic crap loosely called peripherals. As a tribute to all that money thrown away, today we thought we'd feature the 5 worst peripherals ever. At number 5, the Dreamcast fishing rod. Go get it, old fella. In 1999, Sega redefined the definition of sad when they released the Fission fishing rod for the Dreamcast Get Bass Fishing. It's hard to think of anything that made you look as lonely, desperate and just plain stupid as this peripheral. But it did boast one truly magical quality. One grip of this rod and you felt yourself being transformed into your dad. So, let's introduce the Fission fishing rod to another one of Dad's trusty tools. At number 4, it's the Super Scope 6. Inside the gamer's mind, wielding this bazooka-shaped light gun and shooting aliens and missiles on a game transformed you into a deadly cyborg soldier. But to everyone else, you look like a tired and soon-to-be annihilated extra from a straight-to-video Dolph Lundgren movie. Still, let's fire it up one last time, shall we? Join us later in the show when we reveal our number 3 and 2 examples of the top 5 worst gaming peripherals. I'll have one of your little green hands, please. Thank you very much. $25 for a little green hand. Now, some might think I've been ripped off in this little fairground attraction exchange, but let me let you into a little secret. Earlier today, I bought the apartment she lives in, and tomorrow, I'm evicting her. Some more secrets revealed now in today's Behind the Game. Thanks, love. Like visitors to a busy bordello, civilizations are always coming and going. However, there is one that continues to stand the test of time, and that civilization belongs to Sid, very dodgy jumper-wearing bloke, Mayor.
The Civilization series has been around for over 10 years now. When we first created Civ 1, there really were very few strategy games available. Strategy games were considered very difficult to play, boring, and very complex. Civilization kind of created a new genre of a strategy game, sometimes called the God game, where you are a god in your world and you make all the important decisions. As computer games evolved, it really became possible to make games that focused on building. And I was kind of searching for a topic to address with this building idea, and what more exciting than the creation of civilization, the history of the entire world. It is possible for civilization to become an obsession with some people. People find themselves playing hour after hour, and it's because there's so many things going on that in order to play Civilization, you really have to dive right into the game, use your imagination to think about all the possibilities. And it's a game that really kind of absorbs all of your brain. You forget you're sitting in front of your computer typing and using the mouse, and all of a sudden you really are imagining that you're the king, the emperor, the president of a great civilization, and you have to make all the important decisions, and all of a sudden you look at your watch and it's 3 o'clock in the morning or something. It's a game that is really addictive, fun to play, exercises all of your imagination, and for that reason people tend to enjoy playing it and playing it for a very long time.
Over 6 million megalomaniacal maniacs worldwide have bought into the Civ dream. Why does everyone want to rule the world? Me? I'd be happy with just an island. Nothing fancy. Maybe Australia.
We scoured the Premiership and the Championship in search of the best Pro Evolution players to stage the world's first virtual football competition. 8 pros have to compete through group rounds and knockout stages until one of them has earned the right to be crowned the When Games Attack Football Champion.
A look at Group B sees Tottenham's Anthony Gardner riding high with 4 points, Watford's Matt Taylor tucked in behind on 3, QPR's Martin Rowlands follows with 1, while West Ham's Stephen Bywater has yet to get a point. Aww. Welcome to that part of the show where the set and my outfit are designed purely to show I'm not as young as I was. It's the Football Challenge, and it's East versus West London today. From West Ham, we've got goalkeeper Stephen Bywater, and from across the other end, West London, QPR's Martin Rowlands. It's your second game, guys. Stephen, you started off with a loss. Can you improve?
It's going to be hard, you know. I played well in that first game. Looking at the results, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Ish.
My Taylor's a favourite.
Ish.
All right, I did all right.
Yeah, okay. Now we've sorted that out. But have you had a chance to have a little practice since that game?
I've had a little practice. I'm going different tactics. I'm going aggressive, long ball, just a bit of luck, knock down the goal.
How can you do that when you're playing as Brazil? That's blasphemy. You can get locked up for that.
I'm going aggressive.
Oh, I'm gutted. You know what? That's it. My heart's gone out of this tournament, totally. Martin Rowlands, please tell me we're going to see a little bit of artistry from you.
I think I'm going to have to play the same way. If he's going to be aggressive, I think we're going to have to match it up and both play the same way.
I just think you've got some wonderfully skillful players there as Portugal. You've got little Ronaldo.
Yeah, hopefully I'll get a few knockdowns and off the big man up front.
Yeah, it's a pity you don't have a button in Pro Evo where you can like dive like Ronaldo does in the real game and try and get a cheeky foul.
But to be fair, there'd be loads of fouls, wouldn't there? Because he'd be diving all over the gaff.
That's true. Okay, it's we're kind of getting into not quite must-win territory for you two, but it would be rather nice to win because you're both nesting at the foot of the table. To see who comes out on top, join us after the break. Before we go, let's catch up with positions 3 and 2 in our list of the worst peripherals. At number 3, it's the Thrustmaster Fighting Arena. This was meant to be the ultimate peripheral for the beat-em-up fan who fancied doing the fighting for themselves. After you'd sweated constructing this naff piece of gym equipment, the rest was meant to be easy. Break the infrared beams of light between the two poles with your punches and kicks, and your on-screen character will follow your exact moves. Or so it was claimed, because in fact the infrared sensors couldn't sense a speeding train. Your character would end up fighting like a blind man, and, unless you were built like Lennox Lewis, you would look a complete spanner. The Thrustmaster thought it was tough. We're going to bring it down to size. Twisting you around the bend at number 2, it's the NEDGECON. If something's never been done before, there's usually a good reason why. Namco's NEDGECON offered racing fans an innovative way to play their favourite driving games. The controller could be twisted in a 180-degree motion down the middle, apparently simulating the push and pull of real-life driving. Using it was supposed to give you a uniquely realistic driving experience. Unique, yes, but still crap. Goodbye, weird, pointless joypad thingy. Stay tuned for part 2 when we'll be revealing the number 1 worst gaming peripheral ever.
Who's going to go from Girl Next Door to FHM's number 1 High Street Honey? Find out on the 5th of February.
Oh my word, Stephen Bywater desperately needs a result here, and they're pressing forward, but with no reward. But now it's Portugal on the attack. What can they do? Nothing. And Martin Rowland knows he was unlucky, so the first half ends 0-0. The second half kicks off, and just to remind you that these teams were randomly assigned. Balls were plucked from a bag in Soho Square. Whether or not the FA had anything to do with it, that's another question. But let's get back to the football, because that's where it's all taking place at the moment. And it's Brazil in the ascendancy. Ronaldinho! Oh my word! Oh, look at the look on his face! He's gutted. Portugal now attacking. Oh, and it's a save, a great save, and it's a short kick out there. But Ronaldo! Oh my word, has he found an opening? He has! That's 1-0. And look at Martin Rowland. The thrusting of a fist can only mean one thing. Well, it can mean several things, but it means here that Portugal have scored. Let's take another look. Ronaldo there, it was a cheeky one, but he's put Portugal ahead, and now some swift defending needed here if they are going to cling on to this lead. And that's the final whistle, and Martin Rowland's Portugal have earned a 1-0 victory against Stephen Bywater's Brazil.
Martin Rowland's, it's your kind of nightmare situation. You got 5 minutes to go, it's a draw, you get the ball, you're 1-on-1 with the keeper. It's what separates the men from the boys. You're a man.
Yeah, he passed it out short. I sort of robbed his defender and just slid it home, really.
Very good. It was classic Pro Evo technique, wasn't it? Just taking it to the other side of the goalkeeper before you hit the shoot button. So that's good. So you're sitting pretty now, actually. You must be confident in your chances of getting through to the semis.
Yeah, I think I'm sitting top of the league with Anthony. So I do fancy my chances getting into the semi-final, yeah.
Okay, just pretty boy standing between you and...
Yeah, me versus him now, so we'll have to have a good game.
Yeah. Now, Stephen, the keeper. Once again, lightning start.
Devastated, I can't believe that.
A couple of great chances in the first half from the off.
Yeah, I think because of my goal edge, I had a nosebleed when I was up front. I couldn't believe where I was, you know. Not used to being that far up front.
I don't think that's been a goalkeeper. I think that's having chemical stroke alcohol problems. Very different. No.
Just couldn't finish it off, could I?
Yeah, it was a pity that. But you are improving with every game.
Getting better, yeah.
I think possibly mathematically it's impossible for you to go through. But let's not think about that now. Well, if we look at the table, we can see that indeed Martin Rowlands is sitting on top alongside Tottenham's Anthony Gardner, pretty boy in third place. Just a point behind though, but right down at the bottom is the goalkeeper Stephen Bywater. Stranger things have happened. No, they haven't. I think Stephen's out. Join us next time for more adventures in Football Challenge Land.
One says black, the other says white. One says left, the other says right. They never can agree. The Xbox plays 50 PC. Time to cook their fuse to bed as Queenie and Puppy head-to-head.
Welcome to another head-to-head where two games go up against each other to find out which one is the best in the genre. Now today, I'm sorry, what are you girls are mucking around with now, huh? Yeah. Why have you got a map of Africa? You want to stage a military coup? You can get into a lot of trouble doing things like that. We'll talk about this later, right? Go and grab your boxes. Today, the ladies are fighting again. Not in a bucket full of Häagen-Dazs, unfortunately, but with games. Cuddly is going for Dead or Alive 3. Queenie is putting up Soul Calibur 2. Round 1. Gameplay.
The weapons-based combat of Soul Calibur 2 is initially accessible but difficult to master. Newbies can enjoy simple hacking and slashing, whilst veterans can explore the various special moves and combos to perfect their weaponry skills. The characters may fight with hands and feet, but Dead or Alive 3 can still match its rival for gameplay depth. The vast amount of moves and the tactical complexity of the counter system have made this fighter as popular with beat-em-up fans as the legendary Virtua Fighter series. But which slugfest gives a more satisfying experience? %53% of our survey of 100 gamers said Soul Calibur 2 played better than Dead or Alive. The first round goes to Soul Calibur. 2 rounds to go.
So congratulations, Queenie. Soul Calibur 2 gets that first category, probably because it's harder to master. A bit like yourself. Round 2. Graphics.
Its predecessors were praised for their graphics, and Soul Calibur 2 continues the tradition. From the opening sequences to the ultra-fast combat, everything is crisp and colourful. Dead or Alive 3's fighting environments not only look good, they're reactive to the fighting experience. Tiles smash and stay smashed, and if an opponent is thrown through a skyscraper window, fighting will continue on the street, opening up even more levels. But which do you think has the best eye candy? %62% of those surveyed thought Dead or Alive 3 looked the best. Dead or Alive draws even with round 2. One more round to go.
And Cuddly pulls it level. Dead or Alive voted the best graphics, possibly the Xbox's processing power. More to do with the fact there's tons of ladies with virtually nothing on. Round 3 is the decider. Whoever loses this gets the wee forfeit. Lifespan.
Soul Calibur 2 ups its lifespan with the Weapon Master Mode, an RPG-style game in which you can gain new weapons by winning fights with special requirements and rules. As this is the only way of getting the best weapons, this feature is a highly effective way of keeping die-hard gamers playing. On the other hand, Dead or Alive 3 is an easy-to-pick-up and play beat-em-up. With loads of game modes, including the Easy on the Eye story mode, it's a fun addition to the fighting game genre that builds where DOA 2 left off. But which fighter do you go the distance with? %61% of you said Soul Calibur had the better lifespan. Soul Calibur takes round 3. Making Soul Calibur our winner today, 2 rounds to 1.
Hey, Quinny, give me some! Yes, I knew Soul Calibur 2 would bring it home for you. Oh, Cuddly, looking a little bit apprehensive, aren't you? You don't really know where your forfeit's coming from, do you? Behind you! Oh, that's got us smart, doesn't it? Join us next time for another head-to-head.
Time now to reveal the #1 worst gaming peripheral, but first a recap on the other 4 offenders. At number 5, strictly for Father's Day, the Dreamcast Fission Fishing Rod. At 4, look like a cyberpunk Pratt with the Super Scope 6. In 3, fight like a fool with the Thrustmaster Fighting Arena. And at number 2, cripple your gaming life with the NEGCON. But the #1 worst gaming peripheral is the Nintendo Power Glove. If anyone ever doubted that the 16-bit craze was a kind of global hysteria, the Power Glove provided conclusive proof. The fact that Nintendo thought this lame object worth releasing and people actually bought it beggars belief in today's more sober environment. Apart from its aesthetic failings, the basic problem with the glove was it didn't really work, while its 4-minute response time tended to take the edge out of split-second gaming. It's time for it to sleep with the fishes.
Thank you, boy. A poorly translated limerick told in a primetime Japanese TV show means that in that country, I'm no longer allowed within 500 feet of a TV camera. Luckily, no such restrictions apply to Caroline Flack. Yet.
Playing records has always been considered cool. Video games, however, let's face it, they have really struggled to lose their geeky image. Here in Japan, though, they are moulding together the two to create a very strange person, the console DJ. According to official figures in the Western world, there are now 8 DJs for every 3 people. That trend is soon to be replicated in Japan, where Sony are selling bucket loads of a new PlayStation product, DJ Box. DJ Box is an introductory DJ package that allows anyone with a PlayStation, no matter how dull they might be, to inflict their musical taste on others. I went along to see the product being demoed by DJ Piston, who seemed to have about as much street cred as Prince Andrew.
Basically, with this controller, you have all the functions of a DJ. All your tracks are on the hardware, it has software that does the mixing function, and you control everything like this.
Don't you miss the whole carrying the records, hand on your earphones, scratching the records?
Vinyl is heavy. If you're carrying 1,000 records about, you're going to know about it. These things can store 1,000 songs, so you will never be asked at an event whether you have a song or not have it. You will have it.
So will you show me how to use it? Will you teach me? Because I am the world's worst DJ.
Yep, the DJ box allows you to do anything you can do on your decks, like mixing one song to, well, another really.
Good. Yeah. It was rubbish. DJ Box is the commercial side of console music, but come with me now as we go into the little unknown world of the Japanese underground video console music thing. Let's go.
Jason, or 6955 as he prefers to be called, presumably because he didn't like the name 6954, hangs out in a small boutique in Tokyo. It's filled with classic game soundtracks and other retro stuff as a perfect setting to demonstrate the rarefied art of Game Boy rock. You see, classic Game Boy included a synthesizer chip built by Yamaha, along with a lo-fi music sequencer that allowed you to explore a pointless new world of Game Boy music.
Works like this have a standard Game Boy with music software, and in my case I use the Game Boy Pocket camera. It's also a very bad digital camera. And I take the sound out of the headphone jack, and then from here it goes into this box, this crazy mess of stuff.
And from there you mix it all together and you play gigs?
Yeah, I play shows in little tiny places, and sometimes I even play in live houses.
Can you see a future in this? Can you see this catching on worldwide?
It is a sort of a specialized group of people who are interested in this type of thing. And people like my mom don't really dig it, you know?
It's a big world out there and there are lots of people in it. And if God really is a DJ, I doubt he uses a Game Boy.
You know, after a day like today, there's only one way to end it. And that's with some quality hand-woven products from the locale's premier craftsmen. Until the next Win Games attack, ciao Bella.
Adventure of Knight Rider. Right now, it's Gamer TV.